Welcome to Shawarma FM.
Welcome to Shawarma FM.
To a very, very special episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know why it's special?
Why?
Because every day is special, miss.
Because we're still here.
Because we're still here.
2 feet on the ground.
That makes it depressing.
Surviving every day. Just, there's more tax. No, take all my tax money. I want to donate it all to the government. Thank you.
Stop complaining about tax.
Sorry.
You have taken so much more from this country than given it.
Maybe. No.
What do you think you've given to Australia?
Tax.
Yeah, you have given very, very low amounts of tax.
And my personal thumbs up.
And your personal thumbs up. Okay. Hey, let's start the first segment.
Yeah.
Barnaby Joyce has officially quit the Nationals.
It's happened.
It's finally happened. So he's going to go into the crossbench, which is essentially like if you quit the party. Mm-hmm. This is one thing that I actually don't even understand. And I want to take your opinion on this, miss.
Please.
Now, let's say you are a politician, right? Mm-hmm. You want to get elected into parliament. You join a party. Mm-hmm. Your party, let's just say you join the Greens, right?
Okay.
Because you love refugees so much. So I decided that you join the Greens. So you join the Greens, right?
Yeah.
And then you run on the Greens election ticket. Mm-hmm. You win. Mm-hmm. Now you have a fight with the Greens for whatever reason. You don't want to be in there anymore. Do you think it's still fair that you sit for the remainder of your term?
In that party?
No, not in that party, in the parliament. Because you technically got elected on a Greens ticket.
I don't. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I think you shouldn't be.
You don't think so?
You shouldn't be allowed to.
But what if you just?
And to be fair to Barnaby Joyce, I think Barnaby Joyce is one of those few exceptions.
Yeah. Where
he would have gotten elected just because he has such great name recognition.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if he ran independently, he'll win too.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, for example, if you remember Fatima Payman, who was Labour,
she's independent.
She's independent, but then she never quit, which I always thought that it's just the ethical thing to do.
To quit. Yeah.
Because you don't know if you would have been in this position without the party, right?
Plus, does that mean that there's just like heaps and heaps of independents in? They can just be like heaps, like thousands.
No, people don't quit like this. It's a rare occurrence. It happens. But
you can just. Surely there's a limit on how many independents can be in Parliament.
I mean, technically, they could be, all of them could be independent if there's no two parties.
Yeah, right. Well,
it would be a chaotic Parliament.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what if there was a sweep of people leaving just by chance, like a bunch of parties?
You'd have to call a re-election in that case, because that happens sometimes too, where a bunch of people resign.
Yeah.
Just saying that usually happens in democracies that are on the edge of crisis all the time.
Yeah.
So you can have like the opposition party just being like, we're resigning collectively from the parliament, just saying that whatever the government is doing, maybe that's too abhorrent for them.
Right.
In that case, that usually means re-election in normal democracies.
Yeah, I see. Well, yeah, maybe, look, I don't know. Maybe like it is a good, maybe they should retire because it's just like you can't have that many independents running around, you know?
Yeah. I think there's that too. And Barnaby lost a bit of I think he went a bit late. Now that Nationals have officially abandoned net zero, he doesn't have that talking point of like, the Nationals were playing balls.
Yeah.
Which like tells you it was never about that. It's just about his political ambition.
Exactly. It wasn't about the party. Yeah. It's like, dude, the party's pretty extreme.
Yeah. What's really happened is that he got sidelined.
Yeah.
After him resigning, because he was a deputy PM as well at one point. Barnaby.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was.
ScoMo?
ScoMo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. And then after he stopped being the deputy prime minister, his own party kind of sidelined him.
Right.
One, they thought that maybe his era is over of his kind of politics. Maybe that's why. But mostly it was just a new breed of politicians wanting to take power for themselves. And so he got sidelined, and he was pissy about that, which is why he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But he wanted to claim it was about net zero.
Yeah, and so that's bullshit.
And now he's kind of like, yeah. So he's saying that I'm going to consider, and he most likely will, I think.
One Nation, though?
One Nation,
Is that what he's going to do? You see that Pauline made him lunch?
I did. Did you see the lunch?
It looked horrible.
Yeah.
She cooked a
steak.
Dude,
you do not want to say it looked horrible in front of Pauline. She was like, I fed him a great dinner, okay?
She cooked a steak on a cheese.
On a sandwich maker, yeah.
Man.
which, by the way, is one of a very common uni student thing to do.
Oh, really?
I had a housemate who did that every night.
I mean,
He was buffed as hell.
really?
Yeah, dude. Like he treated his body like a temple.
Really?
But one of the things that he did was every night he would get his piece of steak from the freezer. He would put it in that sandwich press and cook it for however long, take it out, and then have some broccoli. And he did that every night.
I suppose
Healthiest man, but also autistic.
right. I suppose that like in Parliament, in the office, there's no barbecues or pans.
Yeah,
so it's the best you could do.
It's the best you could do, which
like-
is kind of cool, but
like,
still.
just why don't you just
Yeah.
go out for lunch?
Have you considered there's places outside of this?
Yeah, you're pretty loaded.
But
anyway.
I think the reason why she didn't do it is because she wanted to make a media thing about it.
Yeah, of course. It was like, I'm making him lunch. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
The Nationals are pretty pissed off at Barnaby, and I think they have a point, which is that, dude,
Why are you leaving?
are such a loser. Like, you were literally passed out in the street, drunk,
Yeah.
and we still didn't let you go. You've had sex scandal after sex
So
scandal.
much.
We still didn't let you go. And you didn't get attention for 5 minutes, and you're like, that's it, I'm gone.
That's crazy.
You're a selfish piece of shit.
I can't
I'm
believe-
paraphrasing. They didn't say it
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
that
yeah.
way, but that's what they were implying.
I can't believe he left. Like, that's to me is nuts.
Yeah.
He left.
Again,
like,
the opportunity is, I think it makes political sense for him, and I think it is a good move in some sense.
But what's-
First of all, he can just de facto become the leader. Or at least
Right.
deputy. I think Pauline Hanson's kind of like gearing to retire.
is Mark Latham still in the One Nation?
I think he technically is, yeah.
You reckon she's going to retire?
I think she's looking for
Who's gonna wear the
someone
burqa in
that can take
Parliament?
it to the next level. Because One Nation, and this is going to be a temporary phenomenon. So One Nation, this is a very critical time for them. It is the time for them to click because there's so much hatred that's going towards the coalition
Yeah.
and Nationals, well, coalition, that there's a bunch of voters that, disillusioned by them, have switched to One Nation.
Right.
Or are looking to vote for One Nation, which is automatically giving them a boost in polls. But that means that this is the one and only time that the searchlight is going to be on you. This is your time to shine. If you screw this up, who knows how many decades it takes. So this next election is One Nation's big opportunity to get some representation.
Right. Apparently they're growing though.
One
Like,
Nation?
yeah.
Yeah.
Their popularity. or
Yeah, they're
something.
popular. But it's not because One Nation is incredible. It's because people, all coalition voters, are getting disillusioned by them. And moving
Oh.
to, yeah.
Right, I see.
Which is still great for them because if UK is anything to go by,
UKIP.
then you have this is a golden opportunity. And I think Barnaby probably would make it slightly more appealing,
How?
just because.
What's even the difference between the two parties? The Nationals just whinge about like farming more.
Yeah, so Nationals represent farming and when you say farming, sometimes people just assume like, oh, the farmer who's doing tough. Like most of those farms are disappearing. The guy who called in will tell you it's like most farms in Australia now are like massive corporate farms.
Yeah.
So anyways, so the Nationals represent that interest above everything else.
Right.
And that usually will also mean, against climate change because that interest doesn't like it. One Nation, on the other hand, it's, again, a broken clock is right twice a day. They just happen to be in this moment where cultural, fanaticism is what the flavor of the season is, which is their whole brand.
Which is their whole thing. Surely, his followers or whatnot in the country will not see it as a huge betrayal. Like he's wearing his giant cowboy hat. They're not gonna be pissed at him.
I reckon they'll go anywhere he goes. That's my view. I don't know enough about politics. I might be completely wrong. I'm willing to.
I just can't believe that it was obviously for political reasons, and he's just like, it was not for that. It's like, dude, do you not believe in anything? Like you don't even I'm saying what he believed in was probably very cooked, but it's like, even that you don't believe in. You know what I mean?
I imagine in these country electorates, it's such a tight-knit community that they would really be loyal to whichever guy is their leader more than the party, I reckon. Because they want to have someone accountable, and they know this guy. He's from the community.
Yeah, but he's not going to be talking about the country anymore, is he?
Yeah, what do you mean? Oh, the country.
The country.
No, he will. He will.
Really?
To some point, if he wants to poach some nationals' votes, he will.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, interesting times, bizarre. I don't know what the point is. Like, he can't be taken. I can't imagine anyone being like, yes, this is a very serious move and a very, you know what I mean? It's just like jumping from one fringe party to another. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, from one less fringe to more fringe.
sorry,
so, you know.
less.
No, I'm not
to
saying.
more fringe.
I'm just saying, like, there's no good solutions here.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know.
That's
You
funny.
didn't answer my question properly
What?
about
Why?
whether you have the ethical right to stay in parliament once you've resigned or quit the party.
It's a hard one. Maybe it's not a good idea because if you have like 100 independents being like, I'm starting the.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why you should quit.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe it should just. Maybe it's time just to go.
I do think that conscience vote should definitely be allowed. So it's not that, because in some countries this also happens, which is I think a more intense version of what I'm advocating for, which is that if you are from, let's say you're again from Greens, you can't vote against Greens at all. If you vote against Greens, you get disqualified immediately, because the idea is that whatever
You were elected for the party.
For the party, right?
Not for the person.
Which I don't agree with at all. Like, I think conscience vote is very important because a party can unanimously decide to do something crazy. So everyone has the right to, at that point, be like, I'm not on this train.
Yeah.
But once you do that, your vote should be counted. But then you have to, like, resign or
I think that's actually fair. I'm
by-election,
kind of with you because it's like, what? Now you can just change your opinions when you were elected on contrary opinions. Like, you're not really representing the people that elected you, you know? And like, what's the point of being an independent when you really have no, maybe in the Senate? Well, I suppose, is he in the Senate? No,
but he will be in the Senate if he joins One Nation, which is what he was saying, that he's going to run for Senate.
Yeah.
Which is a safe seat, so he doesn't really have to compete for it. One Nation will get some Senate
The
seats.
Senate reminds me of like the Simpsons thing where it's like, doors open, boys, and everyone's just like shooting guns. It's just like whatever. It just seems like a, you know, like it's like the train party, you know, and it's just like, it's like, I say the trains have to run on time. The party. It's like, this is not really a party. This is like an opinion, and that's like a philosophical question. It's like the trains need to run on time. It's like, but they usually do. It's like not.
Yeah, you're
close.
right. They're like,
It's like, you know what I mean?
You can call them almost advocacy groups.
Exactly. Like even the girl who left Labour. Like, what are her policies? Who knows? The independent one. It's like,
Yeah, Fatma Payment.
I don't know what her policies. I have no idea. Like,
It's almost. She was like
irrelevant.
Labor left, so almost Greens.
yeah, but like, what's the point of her even? If someone just like a single opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's. I mean, I suppose it's okay, but it's just impractical. Is what I'm saying. It's impractical. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
In other news,
Yep.
there's some development.
Yep.
So APRA is a regulatory body.
Oh, I know it.
You know
The
APRA?
music thing.
No, what music thing?
Isn't APRA for music?
Australian Prudential Regulation Authority.
Maybe
No,
it's not
I think it might be a different
Okay,
APRA.
yeah, it's a different APRA. Yeah.
So it's kind of like what's the tax one? You know, so it's like a government regulatory body that controls. So what they've done is they're saying that the amount of so they're saying that all of Australia's mortgages, like all of Australia's lending, actually, 40% of it is mortgage, house buying.
Yeah.
And what they're saying is that it seems that the market is overheated, and not only is it overheating, property is again accelerating at a rapid pace. And they're saying that the problem is that most people are over leveraged.
Okay.
So now they are regulating banks to do some extra income tax, like how much can you afford to pay back?
Okay.
And what this is also supposed to do is apparently bring down house prices to some extent.
Really?
And also keep the market, you know, like the 2009-8 financial crisis, trying to avoid that. Because we are getting into that territory. Well, we're not getting into that. We're there.
I read something today that was like, it's predicted in Australia over the next year, rentals will go up heaps. That's what they said. great
Well,
news.
is there anything that's going down?
I don't. My confidence is going down.
Yeah. Actually,
It's
crazy. I was reading something, and then there was a graph in it, which showed you over the last 40 years what things prices have appreciated and for what things prices have drastically come down.
Yeah.
And so everything that you need has gone up dramatically.
Yeah.
Food, housing, shelter, blah, 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 all of that shit.
Yeah.
What's come down is stuff that you can very easily give up, like
What?
TV screen.
Jacuzzis.
It's just bullshit expensive.
Yeah, that's cheap.
And so now that's become like cheaper compared to what it was back in the day. And so I was like, man, this is not the ideal solution.
That is
you're making
helpful. That is not
trash
helpful.
cheaper and stuff that everyone needs so much more expensive.
Why can't they flip that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was
Is there a way?
The world would be so much happier if you just flipped it.
Dude, I was talking to someone. Oh, I think it was at this job. They were talking about how expensive groceries are, and I was like, not wrong, boss. You know, it is expensive.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But you know what's also crazy is that because Aussie dollar compared to the US dollar is weaker, that I see like vlogs of Americans coming and saying like, oh my God, grocery is so cheap in Australia, guys.
Oh, because their dollar's so strong.
Yeah, they're
That's
converting
insane. Oh, the conversion. Dude, a friend of mine just came back from London, and I was talking to him, and he's like, man, yeah, it's expensive. And like, I was like, I know. And then he was like talking about beers and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I was like, pints are crazy. I was like £10 a pint. He's like,
what's a pint?
no.
Cost of living is, we only know schooners now, sir. Good sir.
Good sir, what is a pint?
What is this pint? A case? Is that for a family?
Is that for a year or 2 years? But I was like, oh, it's £10. And he was like, he was like, if you're lucky. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, bro, £10 it's not £10 for a pint. I'm like, how much is a pint? He's like 12, 13 pounds for a pint.
Whoa.
So that's $26 for a pint. For a glass of liquid that's like
and those poor bastards will need at least 15 of those points to feel anything.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure wages in England are like worse than here. Like their minimum wage is definitely lower than ours. Definitely. Yeah. So like, can you imagine like being a low income earner in London? I don't know how you would survive. Rentals,
you couldn't. You'd have to move to Manchester or something.
Yeah, like rentals are, I think rentals in London are like pretty comparable to Sydney, but when the wages are so bad, and I'm like, dude, that's insane. I don't know how. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think.
Anyways, the reason why I brought this up is, you know what I feel about this regulation and its impact on the housing prices?
Yeah. What?
It's when the house is on fire and you have one bucket of water and you throw it and you're like, I'm helping.
Is that what it is?
Dude, this is obviously...
But that's all they can do. All this stuff is
I mean, they can do more. That's the one thing that they can do without a lot of political cost.
They can tank housing. That's all they can do. And then it'll be like, okay, sorry, half of the country, you've lost billions of dollars in equity. But it's for the good of someone that lives in a housing commission. It'll be like riots and stuff.
Dude, and that... I was watching Yanis Varoufakis. You remember who that is?
Yeah.
He was doing a video on... Dude, he scared me so much.
He's the guy that did techno-feudalism.
Yeah. He's the bold Greek guy.
Yeah.
He did a video on the dollar and the impact of dollar. It was like a very complicated video. Yeah. But anyways... It was a doomsday scenario that he was painting. But in that doomsday scenario, then he started saying shit that fucking scared me so much.
Why? What did it say? Was it like, McDonald's will be also very expensive?
He was like, first of all, I would highly recommend not to leverage yourself on debt because debt is going to become toxic soon. And I was like, okay, that's good. And he's like, that includes any kind of debt that you might have gone for housing. I was like, damn, dude, I just got some. And he's like, can you, it's like, if that debt goes down or if the repayments go up, is that going to hurt you? I was like, yes. And he's like, that is no good. And I was like, then fuck you, man.
What the hell did you expect him to say? Like, I've turned it around. I think debt is the new anti-debt.
Yeah. And then in my head I was like, what do I do? Supposed to buy gold? And then he literally says this like, now I'm not a gold head, but gold can retain value. And I was like, fuck you, dude. It's too late. I had $10 that I've put in, and now I have nothing.
But that's okay. First of all, that's not going to happen in Australia, I don't think. At least for I think a very long time. And
No, but he also said, he was like, if you think that if you're not in America, this wouldn't affect you, think again. Any dollar denominated asset is in problem. I was like, that's everything in Australia.
But like, I feel I'm not even saying that it's not a necessity to a degree, but I feel like people have been saying that since the 80s. Remember we said that?
I know, but
70s, 80s. He made a good case.
That bold fucker makes a convincing argument.
Really?
I tell you that much.
But like, I think, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what is going to happen, but I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's been crashes before, maybe. I mean, like, and
dude, he literally said this. He was like,
Australia,
one of the most important assets that you can have is
a life,
skills. And he said that when the market collapses, skills retain value.
Okay.
I was like, I'm too old.
You're skilled. You're a lawyer.
Yeah, I know.
I'm screwed. I'll be there being like, does anyone want to make a short film? I can like carry the camera.
Short, just a short, not even a film. Anyone
want
to do a
penis.
short? We can do skits.
Short king? Any short kings? We can do skits. We can write skits.
So Miss Ware, I know this is not the best time for you to talk about property prices.
Yeah, why?
Do you think that the boat's sailing a bit too quick? What's going on?
What do you mean the boat's sailing too quick?
I mean, at some point it'll just be unattainable.
Oh, bro, we're getting there now. The question is this just reality from now on? Is this just what it is?
I hope not.
Because
I mean, that would be, then we just become a renter society.
I know, but like,
dude, you got to do something about those fuckers that have 40 houses. Like that is, someone has to do something about that.
Can I just say too? I was I'll just mention like a dear pod listener hooked me up with a little bit of work, so I did some work. Anyway, I won't go into the details, but I was doing this work at a house that was owned by this. I probably shouldn't say who it was owned by, but anyway, someone, and it was over $60 million. That's how much it cost, right?
Hey, while you're telling that story,
Yeah.
I know you can't go into too many details, but can you still talk about the dog story?
What's the dog story?
When you saw the dog?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So like,
the people deserve to know.
So like one thing that I noticed, I was just like working on it's very physical work, you know? And I'm these hands are not made for that kind of work. And there was these cute dogs there in the house. And I was like patting them, and
in a $60 million house,
$60 million plus house.
Yeah.
And I was patting the dogs, and I swear to God, I was just looking at the dog's eyes. The dog was just looking at me, being like, and the dog's just like, "What do you want?" I'm resting, and I just looked at its eyes. I was like, "My friend, what I would do to be a dog."
No, not any dog, dude.
What?
What if you're a street dog in India, dude? Their life sucks.
That dog.
You want to be that dog?
Those dogs are killing it.
Oh my God, dude! Even my dog. I'm poor, but he still gets such a good life.
They just chill. They don't have to do anything. They literally chill. We clean the shit up for them.
And look at him. He's already like in that zone. It's like, it's been too long.
Yeah, I'm bored.
Can we go home? He's already doing that.
But what I'm saying is like, you know, I don't know if they own multiple houses, this guy. I don't know. But like when you see something like that, it's like, this ain't right, man. It's like, do you really need a guest house? It was a small apartment on the property, 4 guests. It's like, far out, dude. That's crazy, you know? So I don't...
Dude, have you seen that YouTube guy, that Chinese dude who's got a YouTube channel called Predictive History?
Is that the guy that's like, what the hell kind of fish is this? This fish is a carp fish. What the hell kind of fish is this? Is that guy? Oh.
He's a Chinese Canadian dude who makes real red hot videos.
Saying what?
the sort of shit that I talk about, just like geopolitics,
Yeah.
but he goes into like extreme like secret societies, and he's really smart. But like certain things, you go like, oh, I don't know if you've done enough research on that one. But anyways, he's doing like he was doing this thing of collapse of Bronze Age, a historical one, and he claims
I know that from Age of Empires.
Yeah, well, look, I don't know enough about that part of history. It got me really interested, so I'm looking into it more and more now. But he claims that the reason why Bronze Age collapsed. So
It
you know
collapsed?
Yeah, dude.
I thought it advanced past.
No, dude. Bronze Age was a very critical period of human history where you had these massive civilizations just pop up.
Right.
And so you had like Mesopotamia, you had Indus Valley civilization, you had there were civilizations, Egyptian, the biggest one. Even so, and the thing was that all of these were like super well connected as well, kind of like how the world is today, where they're constantly trading with each other.
Yeah.
And then that actually results into like a warlike economy. And anyway, so he was arguing, I don't know if this is true, but it was an interesting point. He said that the reason why like this episode of history of like this great affluence for a lot of empires ended was because the ideological framework on which everyone lived their lives had completely collapsed. So the idea was, first of all, religion had transformed into the idea that you can take your wealth into the hereafter, which is why people started getting buried with gold and shit.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, which gives this, because and so he was saying like there's this understanding that if you die, none of this will be useful. So what's the point of like constantly just hoarding stuff? You should, be more charitable in some sense. Which actually was a later innovation with these religions, which tried to end some of this stuff, according to him. But he was saying like just everything just got too money minded. Everyone just became too money minded.
Yeah.
And
in the Bronze
rich
Age,
people started collecting money to the point where, because they wanted to take it into the afterlife, that it just led to an era of like extreme war, and then like just this entire Bronze Age just collapsed, and then we went into like these little non-empire systems later on.
Yeah.
Which I think was like, and so I was sort of like comparing it to today, and just thinking like, man, we're so interconnected, and dollar is the top religion now.
Damn. So
Like,
you're saying there's a reflection?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying
No,
like,
there is.
yeah, there's some, right?
Of course there is. It's yes. And look,
Because it's kind of what's happening in our country too, where the rich kind of just don't care anymore. And that's
Well,
a scary thing.
I don't
Like billionaires are trying to be immortal again.
Yeah.
Like, you know that guy who's like supposed to be the healthiest dude in the world?
It is happening again.
And they're like, and Putin and Xi are talking about like organ transplants. And shit.
Yeah.
That's a scary world,
It's
you know?
really scary.
That's why you need like someone like Jesus to be like, man, you're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, and you won't have any of this in the future.
Mohammed.
Or that, yeah, you know what I mean?
But
Some
like-
kind of like a more giving ideological framework for people.
The thing that upsets me is, I'm going to sound like such a boomer here, but Australia, for whatever reason, used to be this thing of like the country of the fair go. And also being rich was frowned upon in Australia. It was like,
Working man's paradise.
Well, the thing that people said about Australia is if you're rich or poor in a pub, not now because it's so expensive, but you could both stand shoulder to shoulder, and no one is more sort of success is irrelevant. It's like if you're happy, you are equal, equal level human beings. Mm-hmm. And I think that is changing a lot. And it's like,
I mean, you're pricing out a bunch of people from the pub for one.
Literally, yeah. The pub. I mean, the pub is becoming, in the West and stuff, they're packed because it's just like everyone prioritizes fun and socializing and stuff. But like, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like a jug.
Thankfully, I don't go to the pub, so I don't have to pay it. But
and it's just kind of
I
like,
can imagine. And someone like you who needs he needs a keg.
oh yeah,
Dude, you would go broke.
I'd be broke.
I get drunk so easy. That's why I never have to, like, 2 drinks and I'm gone.
I just had a beer today just to be like, it's just something to drink.
Yeah, I know. That would get me drunk.
Like, I think, look, if you look at broader society, Australia is still,
better off. We
off.
must acknowledge that.
Yeah. Like we must acknowledge that. And I think that, like, we have a good safety net, and thank God, really, that is a lot to thank about Australia. But just society at large, it seems to be the case that, I mean, look, the peak of the dollar worship was the 80s.
Yeah.
Greed is good, right? The situation is the same now, but this disparity between rich and poor is getting bigger and bigger and expanding and expanding. And I think that, like, that's that's the biggest problem. And
it's no good.
I mean, is Elon Musk going to be a trillionaire?
Yeah, dude. I mean, not only is he going to be, he's getting 1 trillion. So that's one transaction that he's going to get.
Are you kidding me? How does he justify that?
Well, because he got out of Tesla, so he has to like cash in on his shares.
He got out.
Yeah.
But like,
well, I don't know if he's gotten out, but he has to cash in a lot of his shares.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, look, I don't know. I know it's just the way, like, people always sort of complain. Like, I'm sure this has been the case all the time, and maybe I think it's bad, but it's going to have to get a lot worse before things start
I hope it doesn't. Can't we just fix it now?
I don't know how. Because it's political suicide, and, you know, I really don't know.
But if we do it when we have to, there might not be any good solutions. I mean, there's no good solutions even now, but, you know, it'll just get, the longer you delay it, the harder it's going to get.
When there was the housing crash in America, a lot of people lost a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Like civilians, like people, not companies, people, right? Because they were just like, oh, it's wiped, right?
Do you know who lost money?
Who?
Those people, mostly people that is, you know, it's common practice in Australia at the moment as well, where, like, you know, people that have 5 houses that they've got on like low interest or whatever, and their income isn't that high, and when the house prices go down, then they can't cash out, so their assets become useless, and they can't repay the higher interest rates.
Damn.
So it's if the exact same thing happens in Australia, a lot of regular Joes who just were quiet because they were making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But those people that have like 10 houses and they've got like one job and they're maintaining everything and hoping for capital gains, they're going to be screwed.
Really?
Yeah. And even like, and not just them, even like if you have your own house and your repayments are going to go up, the house value is going to go down. So your retirement in a sense would be wiped, and the money that you're paying every day will go up. It's terrible. Like, the more debt leverage you are, the worse it will be.
What? How does
it will be amazing for really rich people though?
Why?
Because assets are going to become really cheap, and if you buy it, you're going to make a killing in a few years.
Because they can just buy it when
they
it's
can
cheap.
Buy everything.
But they'll lose as well.
No, they won't.
Why?
Because eventually house prices are going to go back up if that happens, and they're going to make like an absolute killing off it.
I just don't.
Recessions are really good for like rich people.
How
they love recession. They wait for recessions.
How do what is this like? How do you prevent this?
Well, you can't prevent it because it's already happened. But like, man, it's everybody. That's the other tragedy of Australia. Like, it's not that no one knows what the solution is, but it's just the solution is so politically toxic. It's getting rid of capital gains, tax exemptions, and negative gearing. Like, that will have a massive impact on it.
Because those things are made to buy multiple houses, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, everyone knows that. Yeah. Name me one person in Australia who doesn't know this.
No, they all know it.
So everybody knows what the solution is. No one has the balls to do anything about it. And obviously, there's massive vested interests that don't want you to do anything about it.
What people say that a lot of people rent in Europe. Is that just because you can't? Is it the same there, where it's like, well, you just can't buy anything? Or
no, I don't think it's because you can't. I think their motto is slightly different. The government kind of has these really long-term rentals.
Yeah.
That you kind of own the house. The government technically owns it,
right.
But it almost feels like you're in a lifelong mortgage with the government instead of the bank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes interest? In Europe, so in government cases the interests are like low.
Yeah.
So it helps. But yeah, you're right. Like, in some European countries, 50 to 60% of the population being renters is considered very normal.
Yeah.
It's also considered normal to be lifelong renters.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
but that's not us, dude. I don't know, like
No.
how this will be a very difficult transition for Australians to swallow.
I mean, like I said, a friend of mine who has multiple properties and has worked his ass off, right, to get them. He was saying like, man, I reckon he's like, it's gonna crash. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. And he was just like, it has to. And I'm like, does it? I don't think it does, you know? I think that like, you know, people with the ability to live in nice areas will continue to, and people that won't will have to swallow a hard pill and move to areas where it's harder. And then, you know, that's a move of desperation, but it's not homelessness, you know? Inequality is growing.
There's no deflation of it. It's either pop or it just keeps growing.
I don't know.
I don't know if anyone's going to deflate it.
Yeah, I really don't know. I think it'll just keep being these little Band-Aid solutions.
I think the one thing that definitely will happen, and it's already started to happen, is that this expectation that a lot of Australians had, which is that everyone should get a house and a backyard.
Yeah.
Dude, people are buying townhouses now. You always had the culture of buying like apartments and townhouses to some extent in Melbourne. Man, it's everywhere because you just cannot afford a house.
Yeah.
Everyone our age that is getting something, as in like they're married, just got married, whatever, had a kid, or townhouses.
Right.
10 years ago, it was always houses.
Houses, yeah. I mean, I grew up in a flat. I didn't grow up in actually, it was a townhouse. I grew up in a town,
but that's rare for Aussies to do that.
Yeah, but it was also, it is rare. You're right.
And now apparently one of the critical factors of you owning a house is whether your parents own a house.
Yeah, because it's the only way.
It's the only way you can save up for a deposit. So in one instance, if your parents own a house, that means that they've earned a lot of capital gains over the years. You just have to. So they have a lot of borrowing power, or perhaps even money to give to kids. Secondly, if they can't do that, then kids still have the option of living with their said parents for a bit while they save up.
Yeah, that's true.
If your parents were poor, unfortunately, and never owned a house, it is very, very unlikely that we're pushing people into cyclical poverty in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. If your parents didn't have the means or ability or just didn't do that,
or sometimes, you know what it is, a lot of the cases, and this is one of the most sad and depressing ones.
Yeah,
you get married, collectively you get a house together, a small whatever shitty house. You get divorced for whatever reason. You split that asset, right? Then you get half each.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be a single mom with kids, or even a single man, it is impossible for you now to get another place.
Get a loan?
To get a loan or just save up for deposit. Because your initial investment is already halved. Someone else took half of it. That half that you have, you now have kids as well. So you can't move into something really, really shit. So you want to get something that's better, but you don't have enough money to get better. So what do?
Rent.
You rent. You're like, okay, in your head you think, maybe I'll save up some more money and then I'll get a house that my kids can also live in. And for the time being, I can't buy this horrible place because my kids have to go to school and shit. I'll rent. But the thing is that you just get stuck in that.
Yeah.
And so these are people that never could get a house just because they broke up.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I didn't think about it. But usually, if you sit in a house for a while, the value goes up, and then so when you sell, you get more than you got.
It depends, like, exactly when you got divorced. But either way, even if... think about it this way.
The longer you hold on to something, the more the price goes up.
But your alternative of what you want to get is also really high.
Yeah.
So you've been living in a particular house, right? You're used to that kind of house. Your kids are used to that kind of house.
Yeah.
Now, the funds for that house are half. And so you cannot get something similar.
It's still just not enough money to even get a mortgage for something similar. I get what you're saying.
Then your expenses are high as well.
Because of a kid.
Because you've got kids or you've just got divorced, everything goes up. It's just impossible for you to save. So you're stuck in a life of poverty. really,
That's so brutal.
in that situation.
A friend of mine, him and his missus live in Woolloomooloo because it's like nice, and they wanted to, and they have a little girl. And I've spoken to him, and he's just like, there's no point getting a mortgage, at least in Sydney. He's like, there's just no point, because it's like, he was talking about the advantages of renting is like you can just leave and you're not tied down. And he was like, there's no point. And keep in mind, he's an architect and his wife is like a teacher, but like a really like selective teacher. They both have good wages, like high wages, like really good. Like they go on holiday, but that's the thing. They want to go on holidays and stuff. So like they travel and have, but the reason they can, what I'm saying is they have really good wages.
And they still can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you,
but they're
like,
also traveling.
Like, yeah. But what I'm saying is high two income, high wage earners used to mean have it all.
Yeah.
Now it means
You still have to give up something.
well, yeah, now it means you basically are a slave forever on your mortgage,
you know what
or
yeah.
you can rent and travel. But it's like, that's just burning money. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I also read this interesting thing in a self-help book that, you know, high income earners like that are often actually really poor.
What do you mean?
And so what he was arguing is that what happens is, let's say you're a doctor, right? So you're a high income earner. When you are a doctor, and the income that you're earning, and you're not into the habit of saving or putting aside that money, you start over leveraging yourself. So for example, your biggest expense then becomes your house. So you end up, you're a doctor, you're a high wage income earner, you want to get a nice place.
Yeah.
You also want to get a nice car. You want to drive to your clinic in a BMW. You know, your wife has certain expectations. Her husband's a doctor. Your kids have to go to private school. You're a doctor. You know, there's a standard of living that you have to maintain. Now, what in reality is happening is that your entire savings is actually just the house that you've bought.
Yeah.
So you pay off that house all your life, right? It's a really nice house. It's a big house, let's assume. You pay that off, and then by the time you retire, that's all the savings that you have.
Yeah.
And the idea was that what this guy was trying to say is that just because you've got a high paying job doesn't mean you can still retire. So what you still need to do is like constantly save money. In fact, don't buy a big house because you can. Buy something small. You know, that kind of like, so it was a self-help kind of thing.
Don't overdo it.
But what he was trying to say is that not just because someone has a high paying job does not mean that they're better financially. They might just be really, really leveraged. And he was giving the stats of saying like, in fact, most households like that don't actually have savings.
So because it's almost like the lifestyle?
Yeah, you're chasing the lifestyle at that point.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that is true. Oh, it's brutal. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I'm not sure like how it'll go, because apparently even like places that used to be hella cheap, like Newcastle and Perth, are not cheap anymore. And it's like, bro.
Now Perth is a very obvious example of that place being absolutely ruined by investors.
How so?
Because post-COVID, man, I know this because you know that I know a few people that are into property investment kind of thing, right? So I was listening to the talks and so during COVID, what all of them were talking about was how Melbourne is dead. They were saying Melbourne is dead, which is why, by the way, it's good for Melbourne, because they were saying it's not investor friendly because the Labor government's made it too insane, blah, blah, blah. So all the investors actually got out of Melbourne in protest almost. Like, you want to make it difficult for us? Okay, well, we're investors.
Why were they making it difficult?
Because they didn't want house prices to go up like that.
How? Like physically?
Mostly through like, you know, the tax. So like stamp duty, it's exorbitantly high in Melbourne.
Really?
Yeah.
But weren't you looking there?
Yeah.
It's still crazy high.
Yeah.
Shit.
But the houses are cheap.
Yeah.
So you have to do like calculations based on that.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is like, so during COVID, all of these investors kept talking about how Perth is the destination.
Right.
Dude, they bought like 10 apartments per person kind of thing.
Whoa.
Yeah. Jesus. And so Perth becoming unaffordable is a direct consequence of investors flooding to that market.
Shit. Aussies?
Yeah, Aussies.
Yeah.
From Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane.
Is there much truth to like people buying from overseas that screws our house?
That's a very small. It used to be slightly more of a problem back in the day. It has become even less of a problem now.
Yeah.
But it is almost negligible.
Right.
Most of the buying is happening by Australians or companies that are based in Australia.
Right.
Some are foreign as well, but like if you look at the percentage, it's not that.
Yeah, it is crazy. You know, like
it is. You don't need Chinese people buying in when there's plenty of people sitting in like, eastern suburbs that can buy 50 houses as well.
Yeah.
Particularly because that's what everyone's business now is. Like no one really, if you're really rich, that's the best allocation of capital.
Yeah.
Why would you, make an effort, start up a factory, employ people, have to worry about markets when you can just
wages,
buy a house and sit on it, and see more money being made.
Yeah, it was a dumb idea. Like it really shouldn't be a thing. It's like a big investment. It shouldn't be that. It should be like not considered that. It should be like, I mean, you want the value to go up, but like not. I don't know. The margins are too insane now. Or it's just like, like that's the only thing. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. Like, yeah, it's really. I don't know. Like even my mum bought as she got a mortgage in Port Macquarie, and she was like, "I'm never going to be able to pay it off." I'm like, "Fuck, are you serious?" Like,
I mean, it takes 30 years to pay off a mortgage.
But it depends. Depends where you buy. Depends how much your wage is.
No, it depends on how much. Well, look, I'm just saying that normally, if you get a mortgage, it's a 30-year period.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, that's overwhelming majority of the mortgages. Now you can choose to pay more early and pay it off, but like, dude, people are barely able to keep up with the normal prepayments. Who's prepaying that shit?
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is like, I mean, that's a very reasonable thing to assume, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I mean,
no, because it's like it's better than renting, I guess.
And also like if she does, which I think she has a shot at least in today's economy, which is that if it does appreciate by a lot, she can possibly make it up before the 30-year period just through capital gains.
Wait, but how does that work?
So you bought a house for $400,000. You're paying, I don't know, $2,000 a month on it monthly. That house now is $800,000 in a matter of 10 years. Now, even though you're supposed to pay $400,000, because your asset is already double in value, it's no problem. You can just borrow on it as well if you want to.
So how much it goes up in value, you can use against
the
loan.
Can use it. Yeah. Like any bank will give you the money. So if your house you bought for $400,000, it's now $500,000. You've got another $100,000 of equity to play with if you want.
Yeah.
Which these property investors just use to buy more properties. That's the game, actually.
Damn.
That's how people have 40 houses. They're like, you had a job and you have 40 houses. Well, you just buy a house and then capital gains, borrow on that capital gains, get another house, and then,
That's so crazy. Yeah. It is crazy. I don't know. Like, I'm too out of it right now.
No, it's okay, dude. Most people our age are kind of out of it.
Really?
Some are doing well, and that's just how things are. But, most people are having issues.
So, like,
you can imagine.
So you have a 30-year mortgage, I guess.
Yeah, I do have a 30-year mortgage. But keep in mind, my property is worth nothing. I mean, nothing in the sense like compared to like these 800,000, 1 million, like, dude, I don't want to get too into it, but it's an apartment in a shitty part of Melbourne. Let's not forget. So it's not like, my worst case scenario is like, oh, it's not that.
Yeah.
But like if you've got 10 properties kind of thing, then that would make it more concerning.
I don't even get how you borrow and stuff off it. It's just juggling things. I mean, like, and then like one thing hopefully pays the other. I remember when like dad, really worked his ass off his whole life. I mean, he's still working, but like he made pretty good money with what he was doing in this architecture company stuff. And like draftsman, and when he split with my mum, he got a mortgage at a place, and then, but bro, it was like there was some really tough times where he was like, shit, this is really tight. Like this is really hard because he managed to, I think, do that thing like borrow off that to get another place, held on for dear life and somehow survived. And then I think he sold the other place and it like just paid off the first one, you know? But it was like, I don't know, 15 years of like working, like, man, working like constantly working, like all the time. And my naive little teenage ass was like, God, he likes to work a lot. What a weirdo. He should be having fun, you know? And now I'm just like, oh my God, like he was like struggling. Like there's a reason why we only got that one flavored cheese from Aldi, you know? It's like he couldn't splash on the other color.
Dude, I remember when I was a child, my family used to go on holidays. So like they'll go on to Europe tours and, you know, all the shit, world tours and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it just stopped when I turned 5. So just when I could enjoy it, and we didn't go on anything, not even like domestic, a holiday for like 10 years, dude. After that, so I was like 5 to 15, nothing. And then I remember like asking my parents, I was like, "What the fuck? Like, you took me everywhere when I was an infant, and I can't even remember it. You tell me these stories of what I was doing in France, what I was doing in Switzerland." What the hell went wrong? Like, I was like, are we just poor? Like, just tell me we're poor and I'll accept it.
And what'd they say?
And my dad was like, actually, we're probably richer than before. And I was like, what's the difference? Like, well, we got a house. And so we don't have, before, when you guys were like really young and it was just the two of us, whatever money we would get, we would spend.
Yeah.
But then as soon as guys started getting older, we're like, okay, we can't spend this money.
Yeah.
So we started saving up. We got a house and then we had to pay up that house. And so, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, that's kind of unless you're super loaded, that's a normal part of life where you live in extreme austerity for a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was basically what it was. Like, it was, and yeah. And then, like, not to go into more family history about, like, other stuff, but, ooh, the hound. Hey, Rumi. Hound boy. Yeah, like
Stop
it is crazy. Like
he does it more here. He doesn't even do it at the house.
Yeah, because he thinks we're in like an army bunker, bro.
He thinks there's Alameddins outside, bro.
Well, there might be. Guard dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, it was like that. And a lot of people look, it's all about how much your income is, but at the end of the day, what you're doing is hustling, working your ass off, no matter what you're doing, to make enough money to keep afloat of this thing, because it's better than the alternative, which is like zero investment, you know?
Yeah.
And then, it's really hard, man. It's hard. Like I've got like mates that, you know, one parent's overseas and then one is like renting, and it's like, there's just not many, what am I trying to say? Like options. Yeah, exactly.
Well, this has been a bit of a depressing podcast.
There's got to be, fuck it. I'm out of it. So it had to be done. What about the whole thing about buying some storage container on some land? It's all bullshit, eh? Because a mate of mine bought land, which is hell expensive. And then they were like, yeah, sweet. What are you going to do? And he was like, I'm going to build like a house, and he's a builder, and they're like, sweet, that's going to cost like $500,000. So it's the same as just slap 500. You know, it's like it's just a swap.
Actually, the cost of building a house has gone up dramatically as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, that's what's crazy about going to these houses is like, when you're rich, bro, like really rich, these houses, they've got like cleaners cleaning stuff, and they've got some other, like, there's gardeners doing the gardening, then there's like the internet people setting up the internet. It's like to have such an expendable income that's like, oh yeah, they probably pay like $5,000 a month just to keep it upkeep. So you need like mega money just to even like keep the place looking nice. And like, it just blew my mind. I'm like, there's such different I'm like, I couldn't even get my head around it. I'm like,
Yeah.
like their own beach.
Yeah, you couldn't even imagine replacing them. You just wanted to be the dog.
I wanted to be the dog.
You could, even in your wildest imagination, you were like, maybe I could be this guy. No, I wish I was this
Just sit in
person's
the corner.
dog.
Woof, woof. It's like, come here, lassie, lick the peanut butter off. I'm like, but like, dude, your own jetty, your own boat shed. And your own like little beach on the harbor.
Dude, the craziest thing, you know what's the most baller thing I've ever seen in my life?
That.
Oh my God. There's something that comes close to this. Me and Jordan were walking in Camp Cove.
Yeah, one of those Camp Cove. Yeah,
Camp Cove. Not Camp David. That's
Camp Cove.
Camp Cove, yeah. And so we're just like walking about, in a public spot. What we see is like this dude and his mates, and boy, this guy, he was dressed like an advert for Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
Like, he had his like really expensive dress shorts.
Yeah.
Like these are pants, but like and he's wearing like a crisp white polo shirt. He's handsome too, this fucker. He's probably drowning in pussy. And he's got like his mates with him, and they're all like just having fun. And I'm walking, so I'm seeing their like yacht or whatever it is just coming, and it's water body, so you see that sort of stuff. Anyways, as we're getting closer, they're coming closer to me, and just as they hit the shore, we're really close to them, and then I see he parks his fucking boat, and he gets off and goes straight into his house, dude. With all of his mates, and his house was an estate.
Bro.
And I was like, God, that's a life.
Like, what the... But
what I thought was a public park type of place, like his house is here.
But the thing,
and he just drives his yacht into his backyard.
But the thing that's crazy is like, I don't want that. I just want a shitty apartment in like Parramatta or something.
Or anywhere, really.
It's like, bruh. It's like, Jesus Christ,
I feel you, boys.
It is crazy. So tell us in the comments how you're also screwed and how you're going to be destitute for life.
Someone said, what's your stance on Bitcoin?
Well, you said it's dropped now, so it's...
Yeah, it has. Yeah. It's dropped about 25% since its peak, or 30% since its peak.
Bitcoin, I think it's like volatile as, but whatever. Isn't it?
Again, I would buy it, honestly, at this point. It's better to buy than not buy.
Yeah.
But thank you, everyone, for joining us for this podcast. We hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yep.
And everyone, thank you for the call-in segment, which was during the pre-show. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Those of you that are listening right now, I just want to say, first of all, thank you. But secondly, if you want to leave us a comment that we can go through on the podcast, call us on 0415-861-795. That's 0415-861-795. Call in. If you call in during our pre-show while watching live, you can talk directly to us. If it's outside of hours, the phone will be off, so you can leave us a voicemail.
Yep.
I will go through each and every voicemail that comes.
You might get on.
And the ones that are interesting, we'll bring it up on the pod. So in your voicemails, ask us for any advice, any questions that you have, anything else like that, any problems that you are currently facing and want to get out of it. For example, the guy on the pre-show who said he's taking 9 Dexies.
Yeah, that's not good.
And wants to know if he can up it.
Yeah,
and as you can imagine, we gave him very professional medical advice on this song.
Yes, throw them away. But yeah, do that, and then we can like start interacting more with those questions. I think it's a better way of doing it, because otherwise it's like long conversations.
Or stuff. Watch us live and call in during the pre-show, and we can answer directly. Whatever.
And also sign up to the Up Late to help us one day reach
Parramatta.
Reach Parramatta. We're out here for you. And this is a great, I'm telling you, bro, doing like hard yakka, actually put things into perspective. I'm like, man, it can get way worse. So it's like, I really am quite thankful for this pod. It's like
everyone is.
It's amazing. It's like, and not just the way, all of it, being able to have a chat, being able to just bloody speak your mind.
Absolutely.
It's nice.
It's nice. And there's no other job we'd like to be doing, so help us with this mission. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you guys in a few days. Bye-bye.